Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. It is September, which means it's fall, which means it's time for me to share my fall TBR. I started doing these quarterly TBRs this year and I've been really happy with how well I've been doing with it. I'm mostly happy that I'm able to read most of the books that I put on these TBRs and also not put too much pressure on myself to do so. So an update on my summer TBR, I actually read over half of it. There were 20 books, technically 19 of them because one of them didn't even release when it was supposed to, but I did read 13 of them. Kinetic by Rue was the book that didn't release. It is pretty much been on hold, indefinite hold for now. There's no release date for it yet, so we will get it when we get it. I'll just go through the highlights for my summer TBR, the books that I did end up reading and loving. I read a couple Reverse Harems, Start a War by Elle Thorpe. That one was the start of a new series that I have been so excited about, and I did end up finishing the rest of that series earlier this month, so I'll be talking about that soon. I also finished Broken Bonds by Bree, and I am so glad that I put this on my summer TBR because I ended up binging the next 4 books in the Bonds That Tie series. And I also read Honey Trap by Tate James and finished the rest of the Guild trilogy and loved it. I finally got to Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. I literally just finished this one today. Another fantastic book from Kennedy Ryan. I've been wanting to read this one ever since finishing Blockshot and also reading The Close-Up, which was basically about Keenan's 40th birthday party. Keenan is the hero in Hookshot. I love The Long Game by Rachel Reed. This is the latest book in the Game Changer series, her hockey romance series, and it's a sequel to book 2, so it follows the same couple, and it was so sweet. It was pretty much the happily ever after that I wanted from book 2. Kiss Hard by Nalini Singh was so freaking sweet and wholesome. I always have such a great time reading her books. And then I loved reading Ruby Fever by Elena Andrews. It was just so good to be back in the Hidden Legacy world, and I'm a little sad that it's over now, but just hoping that there's more later on. The books that I did not get to though, that I still really want to. First one is The Company of Fiends by Catherine Moon. This one is actually gonna go onto my fall TBR, so I'll talk about it more in a little bit. And also I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to get to Misfits Like Us by Kristen Becker Ritchie. I mean, technically I haven't even read the book before this one, like the final book in the Thruple trilogy, but I'm not really in love with that throuple anyway, and I was hoping to get to Luna and Donnelly's romance, but I didn't get to them. If anyone has read them though, let me know what you think. And now for my fall TBR, I put less books on here than my summer TBR just because I know I won't get to all of them, but a lot of them I am really excited about. This first one at the top of my TBR is the book that literally released last night. It was a surprise release by Mariana Zapata. It's When Gracie Met the Grump, and it's a freaking superhero romance. I was so shocked when I read that blurb that I thought I was reading it wrong. Like, there's no way that MZ would write a superhero romance, but she did, and it's out finally. This is the one MZ romance release for 2022, I think. It's been a while since All Roads Lead Here. So yes, this one has a hero who is a literal superhero, and of course he's a grump. And then, like I said earlier, I am planning to finally get to The Company of Fiends by Catherine Moon. Spoiler, this is gonna be our October book for Ravished by Romance because it's like spooky related. I mean, it's monster romance, okay? It's the standalone sequel to A Lady of Rookscreek Manor about a different heroine, a different harem. It's set in the theater, a theater with monsters, and it's just been too long since the last time I read a monster romance, so I'm looking forward to this one. I am also determined to finish up The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. I'm a couple of chapters into it, but I still haven't gotten farther than that. Not that it's bad or anything, but I just keep getting distracted by other books, especially when, you know, an author like Mariana Zapata releases a surprise book. I'm really happy with what I'm reading so far, especially since we get the hero's point of view here as well. We didn't get that in the Spanish Love Deception, so getting Lucas's point of view is so nice. So this one has the roommates trope. It's also got a sunshine hero. He is just so sweet, and also he knows how to cook. I have 2 historical romances on my fall TBR. Bombshell by Sarah MacLean is on my TBR. This is the start of her newest series, book 2, just released. So I need to start reading the series. Bombshell is actually a spin-off of one of my favorite Sarah McLean books, The Day of the Duchess. The side characters, the side couple from that book finally gets their own romance, and I've been holding off on reading them for some reason, but I'm finally going to in the next few months. And also keep an eye out for any historical romance announcements soonish. And the other historical romance is by Sally Thorne. She wrote a freaking historical romance called Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match. So it's also paranormal too, because Frankenstein. The heroine is Dr. Frankenstein's sister, and she somehow resurrects this guy to turn him into her dream man. I'm also really hoping to get to Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I read Hooked, which is the first book in this Never After series, and I liked it. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it, and I've been curious about the rest of the series because that first one was a Peter Pan retelling, Scarred is a Lion King retelling, and then the next book is a Wizard of Oz retelling. And I'm also trying to read this so that I can decide whether to keep the special edition or not. But this one is essentially a dark royal romance with a queen heroine. And then this one is Circling Back to You by Julie Tu. It's got a really cute cover. It's an office romance, it's friends to lovers, and it's got fake dating. The main characters are office besties, and when they go on this business trip together to his hometown or their hometown, they pretend to be together. So it sounds adorable, and it's right up my alley. And then these next two books, before I get into the upcoming fall releases that I have on my TBR, I'm going to a book signing in Vegas at the end of October. I'm going to LovenVegas, and I have two authors that I really want to get to. One a new to me author, and one that I've read before, and a lot of people love her. So I'm gonna put Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman on my fall TBR, because I really want to read this book that everyone, literally everyone, seems to love. It's a dark romance, a dark kidnapping romance. Like the main characters, they get kidnapped together by this guy. That's pretty much all I know about it, but I've heard nothing but amazing things for this book, for this author, and she'll be at Vegas, LovenVegas, so I'm determined to read her before the end of October. And Giana Darling is also going to be at LovenVegas, and I really want to get to her anti-hero series, her Anti-Heroes Duet. I've only read her first 3 Motorcycle Club books, her first 3 Fallen Men books, and I really like them. I still need to finish up the rest of the series, but the Anti-Heroes Duet is the one that I'm most interested in. It's another dark romance, dark mafia romance. And then I did also want to ask you guys if you have read any of these authors that are also going to LovenVegas, whether I should read any of them or not. I asked for recommendations on Instagram, and I got back Tracy Lorraine, Adelaide Forrest, Monica James, Amo Jones, Chantal Tessier, C.E. Ritchie, and Marnie Mann. So if anyone loves any of these authors or any specific books by these authors, please let me know. And then for some upcoming fall romances, there are quite a few good ones. This first one I have an arc for. I am dying to get to it. It's Before I Let Go by Kennedy Bryan. It's a new standalone of hers. It's about a formerly married couple who are co-parents, and it sounds so angsty and so emotional. And then one of my most anticipated sequels is coming out at the end of October. It's actually coming out the day that I fly out to Vegas, and it's probably all I'm gonna do is read that book. It is Unbroken Bonds by Bree. It's the final book in the Bonds That Tie series, and I am dying for it. Bree actually had to push the release date for this one. It was supposed to release a little earlier, but now it's the end of October, and it's coming close. If you haven't read the Bonds That Tie series yet, I highly recommend it. If you love reverse harem, if you love paranormal romance, there's all these like cool powers, different shifters, and the heroine and her heroes are all just so amazing and cool. So that one, as soon as the book is out, I am reading it. Another sequel I'm sure many people are excited about is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, a sequel that I didn't expect to get after like it's been years since It Ends With Us, but we are getting a continuation of a Lily story, Lily and Atlas, and hopefully we get the happily ever after that we really deserved when we got It Ends With Us. Also my TBR is Losers by Harley LaRoux. This is going to be part 1 of 2, I believe. This is the full-length sequel to The Dare, which was a novella, and the main reason why I'm excited about Losers, even though I didn't love The Dare, is because it's reverse harem. It was MF in The Dare with like an orgy scene, and then Harley LaRoux decided that you know what? The heroine needs all the guys. So we are getting all the clowns from that orgy scene in the dare. I have no idea when part 2 is going to be out though. I feel like I should probably wait until all the parts are out, but I'm just too impatient and I really want to read a reverse harem from Harley LaRoux. And then QB Tyler, Queen of Taboo, has a new release coming out in November and it sounds freaking amazing. It's called What Was Meant to Be. It's got an age gap forbidden romance. He is her father's best friend. And it's a second chance romance. He left her, but now he wants her back, but she's engaged to another man, and it sounds absolutely perfect for me. And I know QB Tyler is gonna give me the steam that I need in this book. And then the last book on my fall TBR is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. This is the first book in her new series now that her Twisted series is done. It's gonna be 7 books for the 7 Deadly Sins, and this one is actually about a couple who was introduced in Twisted Lies. It's Dante's book. He was in this arranged marriage or forced marriage with a woman that he couldn't stand but still wanted. So it'll be their romance, and of course he's a billionaire. And that's about it for this fall TBR. Literally as soon as I finish wrapping this up, I will be starting on When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata. I'm hoping to vlog it, so we will see how that goes. As always, let me know your thoughts if you've read any of these authors or if you have any suggestions for the LovenVegas authors. Links to all the books that I mentioned will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!